What's up, guys, and welcome to another video of Dev Talks with your host Traven, where we talk about everything engineering and technology wise. And in this video, we're gonna dive into my whole and main concern about the whole ICE app, right? Because there's a lot of controversy in that video, and I get it, and I get what a lot of people said, and some things are misconstrued and whatever. But the main focus was about endangering ICE agents and everything. So without further ado, don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, and share, and let's dive in to see what actually happened recently and where these concerns come from.
Details today on the suspects involved in the recent shooting at a Texas immigration detention center. One local police officer was injured in the July 4th attack. Homeland Security correspondent Nicole Skanga has those details. Nicole.
Adrika, 10 people have been arrested on attempted murder charges after a group of alleged attackers in black military-style clothing, wearing masks, opened fire outside of a Texas immigration center. It's what police are calling a planned ambush. This all began when a group of suspects shooting fireworks at the ICE detention facility Friday night. 10 minutes later, after the group gathered, some of the defendants began to spray graffiti on vehicles and to go.
Like, let's go back and look at these people, right? Let's go back and look at here. And the first thing about this, right? Why are you shooting fireworks at a detention center at a federal building and everything? Why are you shooting fireworks at the thing in the first place? But this goes back to what I was talking about the whole ICE app thing that was created and things. And somebody actually gave a really good suggestion that I actually do agree with, that I'm going to get into in a second. But look at these people. Do any of them look like immigrants to you? And if some of them are, which some of them might be, or whatever, the whole point of this and my whole argument was that it is extremely unsafe right now out there. And it's not even just for officers. It's not even just for like the ICE workers. It's even for certain politicians too. There was the two Democratic politicians that were killed and earlier last month, which is really unfortunate and everything. But people are so radicalized now. Like, people literally try to assassinate our president last year. People are so radicalized now for violence. For violence. Like, what were you trying to obtain out of shooting fireworks at a detention center and doing all this damage and things like that? You thought that was going to make it better? That doesn't help anybody. And that was what my main concern was. Hey, if people were aware of where these ICE agents at, because they went to the detention center to do this, and an officer did get hurt from it. And there's a whole group of them. And they were trying to get away with it. They were trying to do stuff that was ill-willed, stuff that was illegal. And this was the whole main issue and the point of what I said, that the app was dangerous and needed to be removed. But somebody gave him a good idea in the comments that I really agreed with. Their real name wasn't on there, so I can't really give it credit and whatnot. But they said, why doesn't the federal government just create the app or have ownership over the app so that they're able to give out the information that they need to publicly to people and still find a way to be able to protect their officers? And whoever said that, thank you so much. Because I actually agree with it. If anybody was to maintain that app, if they found a way to maintain it themselves and give it to the public, that's where I would actually agree with somebody who said that in the comments. And I really appreciate that comment, because when I first did it, I didn't even think about, hey, have the federal government just give out the information and be more vocal about the information that they're doing and things, especially if people just want to be aware of what's going on. I still disagree as far as the fact of like needing to know the very second like a raid is going on like in your neighborhood. I disagree with that whole portion and stuff, but yeah, that was a good thing. And they got all these people's names out here on the screen. This is CBS. I don't know which way the CBS leans. They put all of their names and faces out on the news. And this is good. This was literally the whole point I was getting to, because I knew violence against ICE agents were going up, and people out here doing this crap. And there's more news articles about officers getting shot at and things like that in other locations and things. You can find it. It's out there. This is, and I'm not even just sticking straight to Fox. I wanted to pull up the CBS News portion because I don't want to stay with just Fox and things for everything, especially the way that Fox slants. Fox is going to slant towards the favor of ICE agents and everything. I'm not 100% sure about CBS as far as that goes, but I know Fox really does slant really far right as far as it. But like the whole radicalization of everybody and endangering more people, that's the whole point that I really wanted to get at about that whole app. And not acknowledging that this is happening was the reason why I said that that person was dumb. For I get you have to say whatever you have to say to try to protect the thing that you created and everything in that aspect. I do get it. You have to put your guideline there and things, but we have to think about what's the best way to maintenance everything and how what ways we can make things better. Especially as an engineer as myself, if something's not perfect and I don't believe in perfection, something can always be updated and get better. And we got a bunch of stuff to talk about this week about things that have happened and all of the other news that's going on about Grok and every other technology that makes mistakes and things, but how can we make it better? From an engineer talking to another engineer, the one thing that I know if a person's a really good engineer and developer is if they are looking for ways to advance and find better solutions and problem solve better, and just improvement and open to improvement as well too. So if any of you guys also would want me to reach out to the ICE agent, the person who makes, not the ICE agent, the ICE app creator, and want to do an interview where we can talk about how we can make this app better and help people and things, let me know in the comments down below. I'm actually really curious about that. I would love to sit down and anything else. But yeah, let's just hear what else happened in this and then let's close it out.
On vehicles and a guard structure in that parking lot of the facility. Investigators found messages reading, "Ice Pig, read free all political prisoners, resist fascism." But when an Alvarado police officer showed up, one suspect opened fire, shooting that officer in the neck. That officer was transported to the hospital, but later discharged. Another gunman across the street fired 20 to 30 rounds at unarmed correctional officers who had stepped outside the ICE detention facility. Investigators found multiple AR-style rifles at the scene, and police pulled 12 sets of body armor out of the cars of the suspects. They also recovered tactical gear, had two-way radios on them, some of the suspects. One of the alleged attackers even had their cell phone inside a Faraday bag. That's a device used to block phone signals.
Wow. When you think about all of that and these law enforcement officials putting their lives on the line, have we seen an increase in officials being targeted in recent months?
Well, the U.S. attorney in Texas leading this prosecution called this part of an increasing trend of violence against law enforcement, and it is a part of a larger trend of police ambushes nationwide. The Fraternal Order of Police tracks those incidents annually and reports there were 61 ambush-style attacks against police last year. 2023 saw the highest number of ambushes on record, 115. The organization also reports that shootings against police have increased, ticking up 60% since 2018. But this incident in Alvarado actually marks the second targeted shooting at a Texas DHS facility in just 4 days. Derica, yesterday, a shooter carrying a utility vest and an assault-style rifle fired dozens of rounds toward federal agents and police officers at a Border Patrol annex in McAllen, Texas, just miles from the U.S.-Mexico border. 3 officers were injured there, but all expected to make a full recovery.
Well, I'm sure they're on high alert. Nicole Skenga in Washington.
And that's exactly what I was talking about, everybody. I know people who are police officers and everything, and if anything ever happened to them, I would be really upset. Because like I said in another video, a lot of these people who do this kind of work and everything, a lot of people who work in general just want to do their jobs and go home. They don't want to be shot at. They don't want to be killed. They don't want to get beat up. They don't want to do none of this other stuff. They just want to go home, get a check. They want to go to work, get a check, provide for their family, feed their kids, take out their girlfriends, whatever, live your life. Who doesn't want to do that? Who doesn't want to just go to work and be able to, get whichever you work for, get the money you work for, and then go home and do what you want to do with it? And you don't want to have to be in the hospital laid up because you got shot in the neck and you got multiple people shooting ARs at you and things. This is what I was getting to and alluding to, that it was going to endanger them more, possibly, especially the times that we're at right now. And I know there's going to be people out there that don't care about any of these officers or anything, and that's unfortunate. I care about everybody's life and well-being in the first place, and stuff like this shouldn't be happening. It should not be happening. Like, there's no way. I don't know where they tolerate doing stuff like this at. Like, this is exact proof of what I was talking about as far as the dangers that can come up and rise from the whole situation. But let me know what you guys think in the comments down below. I'm actually really interested in what you guys have to think about this and about what happened in Texas. And they said twice. This is the second time it happened in 4 days in Texas. Not a week didn't even pass and it happened, and it was increasing exponentially. This is just going to keep increasing and keep getting worse the more that people get radicalized to do stuff like this. Because people are. And it's out there. People are getting radicalized to do actions like this. And it's unfortunate. But let me know what you guys think in the comments down below. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, and share. Also, if you want to send me any recommendations, send me an email at devtalkspod@gmail.com. Everything in the description down below. Without further ado, peace. See y'all next time.